In the heart of the cozy burrow, soft bedding and playful carrot toys create a haven for the adorable bunnies. An elder bunny, radiating warmth and wisdom, settles into a rocking chair, becoming the gentle center of the gathering. Surrounded by a flurry of tiny fluffy bunnies, the elder bunny beams with unconditional love. In the heart of the bunny burrow, wide-eyed bunny children gather in anticipation as the story of Snow White Bunny begins. The tale begins with the declaration, "Gather round, little ones, and I'll tell you a tale as old as the carrots in the garden, the story of Snow White Bunny." Elder Bunny voice fills the burrow, promising a story as timeless as the carrots in the garden. Inside the miniature castle, Queen Bunny, adorned in royal attire, indulges in a moment of self-admiration before a shimmering mirror. Her Majesty's reflection sparkles back, capturing a fleeting moment of royal vanity and serene confidence. In her sun-drenched chamber, Queen Bunny stands before a large ornate mirror, lost in vanity. Queen Bunny seeks validation, her voice echoing in the grandiose chamber. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest bunny of them all?" Sunlight illuminates the dust motes dancing in the air, as Queen Bunny awaits the mirror's response, her anticipation palpable. Imposing silence fills the castle as dust motes waltz within sunbeams, heightening the queen's internal conflict. Before the ornate mirror, the queen's face is a canvas of vanity and lurking dread. From the mirror's depths, a voice echoes, "You are fair, your Majesty, but Snow White Bunny is fairer than thee." In Queen Bunny's opulent throne room, carrots and lettuce adorn the scene as she glares menacingly at the trembling Snow White Bunny. Queen Bunny's declaration echoes through the throne room. "Snow White Bunny, guards, take her to the forest." Snow White Bunny trembles before the queen, her fate hanging in the balance. Under the guise of a seemingly serene forest, a sinister plot unfolds as two guard bunnies lead Snow White Bunny, adorned in a delicate gown, deeper into the shadows. A palpable sense of dread envelops Snow White Bunny as she glances nervously at her surroundings, her eyes reflecting the growing fear of an uncertain fate. As they venture deeper, the forest grows darker, and the bunny's shadows stretch ominously, foreshadowing the impending danger that lurks within. In an undisclosed location, two gored bunnies stand paralyzed by a potent cocktail of terror and devotion. Guard Bunny 1, his voice trembling, cries out, "We can't do it! She's too cute!" In the forest's heart, two menacing gored bunnies block the path, their carrot spears glinting ominously. A small, frightened Snow White Bunny trembles before them, dwarfed by the looming figures and the weight of their grim task. With cold finality, Gored Bunny 2 shouts, "Run away, Snow White Bunny, and never come back." Lost and trembling, Snow White Bunny ventures into the silent, watchful forest. Her large, fearful eyes dart around, sensing unseen dangers in every rustle and whisper of the woods. Each step is fraught with uncertainty, as the bunny navigates the labyrinth of towering trees and hidden shadows. In the stark expanse of the unknown, a fluffy white bunny rabbit clutches its paws, radiating anxiety. Lost in contemplation, the bunny rabbit cries out, "Oh, whatever shall I do?" Lost and alone, Snow White Bunny discovers a quaint cottage, a beacon of hope in the wintry expanse. With hesitant pause, Snow White Bunny gently knocks on the wooden door, a timid plea echoing in the stillness. The cottage door stands silent, a moment of suspense hanging in the air as Snow White Bunny awaits a response. Inside the disheveled cottage, carrot shavings form a chaotic carpet, hinting at a day of industry. 7 dwarf bunnies, their faces alive with distinct personalities, return from their toil, their tiny forms a tableau of determination and camaraderie. The sunbeams, slicing through the grimy windows, cast an ethereal glow upon the scene, transforming the mundane into a magical tableau. A lone dwarf bunny emerges, disrupting the quiet. The dwarf bunny bursts into song. Hi ho, it's home from work we go. In an unsettling silence, an unknown location reveals a scene of subtle chaos, punctuated by the stark presence of a discarded, half-eaten carrot. The heavy stillness is shattered by a desperate cry. Who's been eating my carrots? Inside the dwarf's cottage, rows of small beds create a scene of quaint domesticity, soon to be disrupted by an unexpected discovery. Exhausted from their labor, the dwarves return home, only to be met with a sight that shatters their expectations. In a bed meant for a dwarf, Snow White Bunny slumbers peacefully, her pristine white fur a beacon of innocence amidst the rustic surroundings. In an indistinct space, a dwarf bunny stares, its eyes wide with innocent wonder. In the heart of an unknown location, a tiny, fluffy dwarf bunny stands its ground with unexpected resolve. A defiant cry echoes in the air as the dwarf bunny 5 bravely declares, "Let her stay!" In the stark unknown, a tiny dwarf bunny, identified only as number 6, trembles with unease. Dwarf Bunny 6 whispers, his voice laced with trepidation, "But what will the queen say?" In a mysterious location, a cluster of dwarf bunnies huddle together, their tiny forms radiating an aura of anticipation. A single voice erupts, filled with purpose, as Dwarf Bunny 7 exclaims, "She can clean for us!" The bunnies look amongst each other in anticipation, a silent agreement forging between them. In the heart of the cozy cottage, Snow White Bunny dedicates her days to cooking and cleaning for her dwarf companions. Amidst the rustic charm, Snow White Bunny's gentle presence fills the cottage with warmth. With graceful movements, she ensures every corner of the cottage is sparkling clean. In the snug depths of his burrow, Elder Bunny gently carries the young bunnies into a world where Snow White Bunny's fate hangs in the balance. His voice, a soothing river of tales, fills the room as he speaks of the Queen Bunny's relentless pursuit. The words, "And so, Snow White Bunny lived happily with the 7 dwarf bunnies, but the Queen Bunny had not forgotten her," echo with a hint of foreboding. In the grand hall of the castle, the Queen Bunny pauses before a large ornate mirror, her reflection shimmering in the glass. Lost in contemplation, her gaze pierces the surface, seeking answers to the riddles within her heart. The mirror, a portal to her deepest thoughts, reflects not just her image, but the weight of her crown and the burdens of her reign. In an enigmatic setting, a bunny stands before a mirror, poised between reflection and revelation. The bunny softly murmurs, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest bunny of them all?" An ethereal voice proclaims, "Snow White Bunny, who lives with the 7 dwarf bunnies, is fairer than thee," casting a spell of envy and intrigue. Queen Bunny's resolute declaration echoes, "I'll take care of this myself." Beneath the forest canopy, the Queen Bunny, disguised as a humble peddler, stealthily navigates the sun-kissed floor, her regal essence veiled by layers of worn disguise. In a clearing bathed in sunlight, Snow White Bunny's joyful melody fills the air as she delicately gathers berries, unaware of the veiled presence observing her. From the shadows, the Queen Bunny's eyes glint with a mix of curiosity and dark intent as she watches Snow White Bunny, setting the stage for an encounter filled with intrigue. In the sun-drenched forest, Queen Bunny, veiled as a peddler, stealthily approaches Snow White Bunny, her basket brimming with temptation. Queen Bunny's voice dripping with false sweetness, she asks, "Lovely Snow White Bunny, would you like to buy a beautiful red apple?" The innocent Snow White Bunny, unaware of the venomous plot, gazes upon the tempting fruit. The fate of Snow White Bunny hangs precariously in the balance as the apple glistens, a symbol of impending doom. In an enigmatic space, a Snow White Bunny's gaze is captivated by an unseen delight, igniting a spark of anticipation. With wide-eyed wonder, the Snow White Bunny exclaims, "Oh, it looks delicious!" Sunlight weaves through the dense forest canopy, casting an ethereal glow upon the forest floor. In a moment of unsuspecting bliss, Snow White Bunny relishes a bright red apple, unaware of the impending darkness. Her eyes flutter, betraying a sudden weakness, as she succumbs to the earth embrace. The dwarf bunnies' joyous returning to their quaint cottage is shattered by a horrifying discovery in their way. The 7 dwarf bunnies carry Snow White Bunny to their home. In an echoing void, the tragic cry rings out, "No, Snow White Bunny!" Lost in the unknown, Dwarf Bunny 2's face is etched with worry. Dwarf Bunny 2 cries out in desperation, "What will we do?" In the heart of the forest, the dwarf bunnies tenderly place Snow White Bunny into a crystal coffin, their tiny paws bearing the weight of sorrow. The crystal coffin glistens under the sun's rays, a fragile barrier between life and what lies beyond. The forest holds its breath, a silent witness to the heartbreaking farewell, as nature itself seems to mourn the loss of innocence. Through the verdant expanse, Prince Bunny journeys deep into the mystical forest. In a clearing bathed in ethereal light, a somber sight awaits. Snow White Bunny lies in a glass coffin, untouched by the decay of time. Prince Bunny approaches the coffin, his heart heavy with a sorrowful promise. In an unknown location, an unseen bunny is captivated by the scene. The bunny exclaims, "Snow White Bunny is the most beautiful bunny I've ever seen." The unseen bunny words echo with wonder, reflecting the bunny's captivating beauty. Sunlight filters through the verdant canopy, casting a gentle glow upon Snow White Bunny as she slumbers peacefully. Prince Bunny kneels beside her, his gaze tender and filled with unspoken affection. A moment of silent adoration hangs heavy in the air, as if the very forest holds its breath in anticipation. In the tranquil heart of the forest, Snow White Bunny awakens, her eyes sparkling with the freshness of dawn. A tiny, gentle twitch of her nose signals the start of a new day. The world around her glistens, the forest holding its breath as she rises. In a moment of bewildered innocence, Snow White Bunny softly inquires, "What happened?" In the heart of the forest, Prince Bunny and Snow White Bunny share heartfelt gratitude with their diminutive saviors. Bathed in sunlight, the dwarf bunnies are a sight to behold as they receive the royal couple's sincere thanks. A moment of unity and appreciation unfolds as the forest witnesses the bonds of gratitude between royals and their humble protectors. 3 dwarf bunnies huddle together, their tiny noses twitching with a shared sense of unease. The smallest of the group exclaims with relief, "We're so glad you're okay." In the stark expanse of the unknown, Dwarf Bunny 4 stands alone, its fur ruffled by an invisible wind, its eyes wide with apprehension. In a moment of urgent warning, Dwarf Bunny 4 cries out, "Be careful of strange bunnies offering apples." Under the radiant sun, Prince Bunny and Snow White Bunny approach the majestic castle, their figures small against its towering grandeur. The castle, a silent witness to countless tales, stands tall and proud against the azure sky, as Prince Bunny and Snow White Bunny return home. Their journey nears its end as Prince Bunny and Snow White Bunny step closer to the castle, their expressions filled with quiet joy and relief. Inside the majestic castle, Snow White Bunny and Prince Bunny stand at the altar, ready to embark on their enchanted journey together. Their vows echo through the castle halls, binding their destinies in a promise of eternal love. In a moment of pure bliss, their paws meet, sealing their bond with an unbreakable, magical connection. Sunlight paints the bunny kingdom in radiant hues, illuminating stained glass windows that depict the benevolent bunny rulers of yore. The elder bunny proclaims from afar, and they lived happily ever after, ruling the bunny kingdom with kindness and carrots for all. The bunny kingdom stands bathed in light, a testament to the enduring legacy of kindness and carrots. In the cozy depths of the bunny burrow, a chorus of tiny paws erupts in joyous applause, filling the air with innocent delight. Tiny bunnies show their excitement. In Grandma Bunny's cozy house, a warm fireplace casts a gentle glow, setting a scene of pure, innocent wonder. Little Bunny One, eyes shining with joy, exclaims, "That was a great story, Grandma Bunny." Grandma Bunny, bathed in the fire's warm light, smiles gently at her grandchild, creating a touching moment of familial love. In a sun-kissed meadow, a fluffy gathering of bunnies eagerly awaits wisdom from their esteemed elder, their noses twitching with anticipation. With the weight of wisdom in his voice, Elder Bunny cautions, "And remember, little ones, always be kind and never trust a bunny offering you a suspiciously shiny apple." Elder Bunny offers comfort and warmth. "Now, who wants a carrot?"